Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy. We're doing a Q&A today. I haven't done a sit-down video in a while, and in fact, I was just, I guess, having a ping pong DM chat with Jerusha, and she was telling me how she hasn't seen me film any sit-down video, and it's true. I've been updating a lot of videos, but mostly from my travel vlogs. So I'm still kind of going through all the footages, which is why I guess I took a little break from filming sit-down videos. But it's time to get back, and we have a ton of questions. And yeah, let's get started with the first question. These questions I gathered on my Instagram page. So next time you want to ask me questions, please make sure to follow me there. From Alex B. I thought this was a really funny question. Would you consider buying Labubus for your bags? No. Nothing wrong with Labubus. I'm not a charms person, and I think I've always kind of said that in the past. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't buy any charms because I obviously own a few. I think I own 3 rodeo charms, some of which are the ones with the wings, the Pegasus. It's possible I bought some Amazon ones a long time ago, but in general, I'm not really a big charms person. I do buy a few here and there just for fun. I think it's fine just to have a few. In terms of Labubus, I never really understood the trend myself. Nothing wrong with that, of course, but I'm not really into it. And I think it's more of an Asia thing. At least that's what I think. I don't know because I haven't really seen any in the wild, at least here in Vancouver. I haven't seen any yet. And so maybe they're just not as popular. Maybe they do exist here. I just haven't seen them. And the only place I've really seen them is in Hong Kong. Yeah, in November when I was there. There's definitely a lot of Pop Mart stores there. So I would imagine that's where you could get it physically. If not, I think if you're here, you have to buy them online. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I don't know where to buy them other than online, possibly. For the love of bags, hi, babe. Thanks for dropping in. Okay. Just gonna show for the love of bags. She thinks that it makes bags cheap. You know what? It's fun. It's all for fun. There are people who love to decorate their bags, and it's a trend. It's such a big trend now, not just for Labubus, but just charms in general. So to each their own. Honestly, I don't really care what other people do their own bags. It's just that I'm not really into it. So yeah, probably not gonna buy any for myself. If anybody were to give to me, of course, I'm not gonna say no or be ungrateful, right? It's just that I'm not really into it myself. I probably wouldn't buy myself. Okay, next question. Oh my gosh, can I read this? It's so small. Mina Midra, was your first quota bag harder to get than the next? Does it require a larger pre-spend? Great question. I does my first quota bag, is it harder to get? You know what? My journey is so different from many people's, especially if you were to compare. Again, I try not to compare, but it's hard not to compare sometimes. But with my closest friends here on YouTube, such as Kat, of course, Clara, Isabel, these are the few that we've talked a lot about quota bags, especially throughout the journey. So if I were to compare, right, not trying to, but if I were to compare my journey with theirs, again, hard to compare, but it's night and day. Mine took forever. And some of my friends, such as Kat, Clara, they got their bags within weeks of first starting to shop there. So in a way, do I feel like mine was harder to get? The first one, I feel like it was. Is it harder to get compared to my next ones, my own journey? It's hard to say because, again, in Vancouver or maybe in Canada in general, you do have, at least that's what they say, you do have kind of like the one quota bag policy per year. It's very rare that I hear anybody with two quota bag offers per year. I think there has been some in the past. I'm not sure if it's, very common. It's probably not very common. So I do feel like it was hard to get. Is it harder than the next one? Probably not. It's probably the same. I feel like every year getting or waiting for the new quota bag every year has been extremely challenging. It's a different type of challenge. Sometimes it's the length of time, sometimes it's the spend, sometimes it's just you just feel like you're not getting the same attention from your essays. Every year has been different. For my Birkin, so that my Birkin was my first quota bag. I felt like it was a long time because that's, again, if I compare the length of time I waited compared to my friends, it was crazy long, 10 times longer. If I were to compare from my first bag to my second bag was not easy at all. I had essay changes because my first essay left, and then I met up with a second essay, and then I didn't really click with her, didn't work out. So I had to work with several essays throughout my second quota bag. And because of that, like my spend was also getting a little bit complicated. Anyway, and then my third bag, that was my Mini Kelly. That one, that one was probably my most smooth journey in a sense, but I was very anxious because I know how like the Mini Kelly was very hard to get. And I think in terms of spend, it was the highest. And then the following year, which is last year, I didn't even get a quota bag. So I would say it's pretty hard for each one. There was not really an easy one. And so, yeah, it's hard to answer this question. Was your first quota bag harder than the next? No, they were all really hard. And then does it require a larger spend? Each one was different. Definitely for my bags, each bag was, the Birkin and the Kelly were over 2-to-1. The Kelly Mini was definitely over 3-to-1. And then the last one that I'm trying to get from last year is also definitely over 3-to-1, which I haven't received any quota bags. So yeah, pretty hard, I would say. Okay, next question by Pearl Peony. She has a couple. Your thoughts on the Mini Lady Dior versus Small Lady DJoy as a wedding guest. And then also my thoughts on the Hermes Mini Bolide versus 25. Okay, let's answer your Hermes question because I was just looking through some of my vlog footages. Supposedly, I forgot a couple of footage for my last vlog where I did some more luxury shopping because some of the footage came from my friend's camera and then it was only saved in my WhatsApp kind of like camera roll and it didn't, anyway, I had to save those in my camera roll in order for them to appear in my phone. So I missed those in the vlog. But anyway, I'll try to repost those footages of me trying her Bolide 25 because she, my friend was so nice. Actually, she was a member, but she was so nice and she brought me several of her bags for me to try. And one of them was a Bolide 25. So I kind of have an idea of how the Bolide 25 is. And of course, I own a mini Bolide. I love mini Bolide, of course, because I own one. And I think the mini Bolide, your first thought would be to compare that to an Alma BB or I think now they have a nano size Alma. They're very different. They're so different. I would say they're not comparable. They're only maybe comparable in terms of the overall shape, but they're such different bags. The LV ones, even the ones made with leather, they're very stiff. The handles, they come down. The zipper, they're smooth, but they're still kind of like has some resistance. So it doesn't have the same experience when it comes to using them. With the mini Bolide, it just feels so soft, like the leather soft. the feel of the bag is also softer. It's not as structured, and in fact, some people may prefer the structuredness of the Alma. All I'm saying is I like the tactile feeling more of the mini bolide, and I also like the craftsmanship. Obviously, it's beautiful. I would say the only maybe wear and tear I'm seeing right now, which is not really a wear and tear, but maybe it is, I don't know, is like I feel like the zipper pull, like the fabric, some parts seem like there's some pilling, and I'm not sure where that came from. But that's about it for now. Compared to the Bolly 25, again, also quite a different bag because the stature, it's a much bigger bag. Again, I'm going to try to post those missing footage that I now have on my phone on my Instagram. Maybe I'll try to do it this weekend. So you can see when I try on the Bolly 25, it's a totally different bag in terms of vibe because it's a much bigger bag. You definitely could wear it in the crook of your arm. The shape is so elegant, and she also had a limited edition, so it's such a beautiful bag. I am a big fan in the sense that, having been accustomed to the mini Bolit's craftsmanship and just the tactile feeling of using it, I kind of admire the bag from that point of view. I think they're both great sizes to have, at least for me, because I like my bags on the smaller side. So the 25 would just give me a lot more space. I'm not sure where I would buy one if I were to buy one yet. It's not something in my priority list. I feel like if I were to look for one, I might try looking in the pre-love market if there's any good ones, like, pretty good condition ones. Since it's a larger size, they probably don't resell as, not resell. The resale market might have a better pricing if since it's a bigger size. The mini size Bolide, they're still really, really hard to come by. And even in the secondhand market, they could have a markup or they're very close to the retail price. But I would say both are great. It's just a different vibe, it's a different bag altogether. The 25 being more of a normal size bag, and the mini size is just so cute and darling. I wish mine was another color than black. They only had black, and I wanted to really try it, so I took it anyway. But I would love to have another one. And then your next question was about the mini Lady Dior versus the Lady Joy. Okay, I don't own the Lady Joy. I have seen it, and I think it's adorable. Of course, because I own the Lady Dior, I know the Lady Dior a little bit better. Again, the Lady Dior for me has never been a bag that I use a lot. It's always been an occasional bag, usually a wedding bag, because the color is really pretty, and then the shape, and just like the quilting and the color that I have. So I always use it as a occasional bag. I think the Lady Joy would be a great choice as well. It's really up to you. I know there's a bit of a price difference. The Lady Joy is a lot more reasonable in terms of pricing right now. I think the Lady Joy costs as much as when I bought my mini Lady Dior back then. That's how crazy the price increase has been. I feel like they're both great choices. Just depends on you. I think for myself, I do maybe favor the Lady Dior a little bit more, just because I'm one of those people that if I'm gonna buy one, because I don't think I'll ever own any other Dior bags, but if I'm ever gonna buy one bag from a fashion house that will stay in my collection, I want to buy a classic. So I feel like the Lady Dior base, being the more known shape, the classic shape, I prefer that one. But that has nothing to do with the Lady Dior. And there's nothing wrong with that one. I think that one's just a fun shape and just like a fun rendition, new sort of like offering that they have. That is, there's nothing wrong with that one. So I feel like they're both great. In terms of their capacity and like how easy they are to use, I'm not sure because I haven't compared them side by side. But I'm sure you can look up videos. A lot of people say the Lady Dior is very small. I have a feeling it may be even smaller than the Lady Dior mini, but that's just, personal feel. I'm not sure because I don't own it. But yeah, do try them both. I feel like they're great. They're both great. Okay, next question by XXNBA. She has 4 questions. Can you please bring Jasira to as your next guest? I don't know who that is. I tried to look her up, although I only looked on my phone, so I was like, scrolling through Instagram. I couldn't find anyone by the name of Jasira. So maybe if you can clarify who she is, like maybe send me a DM of her channel, then I could see who she, because I don't know who she is. But we have always a lot of requests, and it's also hard to coordinate with people. So do let me know who she is, and then like her exact channel name, and then I can take a look. Do you feel like you could have traveled the world with all the money you spent with H? Oh my gosh, a huge yes. I'm not gonna tell you the numbers because it's scary, but like I did say in the past that I try not to think about so much like how much it has been spent in like just Hermes alone. But I'm sure you can imagine. Come on. If every bag is at least 2 to 1, sometimes 3 to 1, just make that math yourself. It's a lot of money, and it is definitely enough to travel the world. Not even kidding. It's enough to buy, well, maybe not buy a whole house here in Vancouver. The real estate is very high, but it's enough to put a deposit. Let's just put it this way. A pretty good size deposit. So yes, it's crazy. Yeah. Not for the faint of heart, Hermes journey. Do you still feel like spending 3 to 1 in the boutique? I don't feel like it. Not gonna lie about it. Nobody in their right mind would want to do that if they didn't have to do that. I think, unfortunately, Canada is just its own. We have our own everything's slow. I mean, it sucks. I say it with a smile, but what else can I do? I can't change anything about that. So like, the stock is lower here. There's just not as much in terms of like economy of scale. There's not enough people buying for our stores to be able to have that volume. We don't have the let's say the tourism that will also do their journeys here. I mean, not to say that there's none, there probably are, but I think it's a lot more of the locals here, and because they space it out, I mean, so far and few in between, it is what it is. And so do I still feel like? I don't feel like it, but I do have a wish list. And which is your next question. The thing is, my wish list is the same as last year. It hasn't changed because, again, last year I didn't get a quota bag. And so it's the same wish list. And for that bag, which, if you don't already know, it's another mini Kelly. I would love to just collect more colors of the mini Kelly just because I love it. I enjoy wearing it. In fact, I have it right here because there's a next few questions. There's about this bag. This gold on gold, I know it's everyone's perfect combination. It is a perfect combination. But if you guys know me, I like my blacks, I like my whites. I would like another color combo that goes better, even better in terms of outfit matching with this bag, because this is just an adorable bag. It's not the most practical bag. We'll get into that because there's a question about that. But it is a bag that I really enjoy using anyway, regardless. So I would like to have just another combo that will match better with my general wardrobe. So there you have it. Like, it's just one of those things that I know I could, if I'm already spending over 3 to 1 here just to get this, which is not abnormal even in other countries because this bag is just very hard to get. Um, I know I can definitely get it in the pre-love market. I am very aware of that, but my foot is already wet. I've already been spending, so there's no point in like trying to do something else. I'm just gonna wait it out. Um, and unfortunately, Hermes, even though they don't have all the cutest stuff in terms of like, you know, I would say I'm definitely still more drawn to Chanel items, but they do have things that I like. I mean, I didn't want to do that, but like I just did a bunch of shopping on the last couple days of December, and it was bad. I was not supposed to because, like I was really trying to resist and wait it out. I'm waiting for my next quarter bag, right? And I've already done a bunch of pre-spend, but there were new stock, new collection that came out, and I really liked it, and I had to buy it. So, in a way, I'm not helping myself, but that's how it is. Sometimes there are things that do come out, and as much as you don't want to spend more money, but you like what you see, and if you don't buy it, it's going to be out of stock, and so it just added to more pre-spend, I suppose. But that's how it is sometimes. It's just timing wise. New collections, they come out at I mean, the summer collection, it comes out in the winter. And so if there are things in the summer collection you want and you don't buy it, like the very popular items, they may sell out in your size, or they may just sell out in general. And by the time you need it and you want to wear it in the summer, you can't buy it then. Okay. I hope that was not too much rambling. Okay, next question. By Tracy. What colors are on your wish list after you get your whites and your light grays? So, Tracy, thank you so much for watching the luxury live show with the mindset goals, because I'm sure that's where you saw that I wanted to focus more on a lighter color palette, because I've always bought more of the blacks and just darker colors in general, because that's my comfort zone. And as much as I love my blacks, I love my Birkin Kelly. They're both black. It just so happens that I get a lot of black bags. Also, even in Chanel, I get a lot of black bags. So I love those. And now I just need more light colors, because I like black and white. And sometimes I just really do feel like dressing all white as well. Maybe not all white, but just like a lighter color palette, like creams and beiges and light grays. Um, so what other colors would I wish for? There's a saying, and you all know, sometimes at Hermes, you can't really decide what color that you're going to get offered, or what colors you're going to get. Even in non-quota bags, right? Just like generally speaking, it's just what they have. So I'm not going to be so restrictive with myself. I think as long as the color matches the vibe that I'm going for. So, for instance, white, light gray, of course, those are two very, very beautiful color. Let's say in any bag, actually, the very beautiful color in any bag. But let's say they have a rose darling, or if they have a, it's funny, the type of beige that I have on my favorite pair of sheep sandals, that one, that kind of beige, which I don't know what color that would, maybe that's like trench or gris tourterelle. I think, kind of along the lines of that, like that kind of beigey, grayish beigey colors. Those are pretty. I can definitely pull off those kinds of beige, like not too yellow, not too warm. Um, more, I don't know, just lighter beiges. Um, those would work as well. In terms of like a lighter, very light blue that has gray undertone, those would work very well as well, because bleu glacier is one of those colors. I know the newest 2024 color called gris platine. So it's not platine. Is it platinum? I don't know. I don't even know. That color is also very pretty. Just kind of very. It's not like this. It's a lighter neutral that has a bluish grayish undertones. Very very pretty. So those colors I would be totally open to, but I'm also open to my power color. So of course, my power color being red. I recently tried on the color Rouge Ash in the mini Evelyn, and it's so nice. So obviously, any of the red family that like not like an orange red necessarily, but like a true red or like a burgundy red, those would be really pretty. So I'm not so concerned with exact colors or exact hardware choices because the more specific you are sometimes the harder it is for your essay to find you anything. So we'll see. But yeah, I would be open to all of those colors. From Jamie, is it Lisa? What's your favorite Hermes bag and why? Oh, hard one, hard one. I didn't grab it. It's over there. It's hard to pick one, which I'm gonna get to because I still have to do. I was tagged by several people to do Jerusha's tag, one and only one. Uh, it's kind of along the lines of that, right? Your favorite. I have several favorite Hermes bags. In fact, if they're not bags that I thought so long and hard about getting, I wouldn't get them because the whole just like the whole effort to get to even one bag, even the non-quota ones, they're very, very like they're all my favorite for that reason. And if they're not my favorite, they would already be, they would already be decluttered from my collection, which you saw in my what I sold video. There was a couple that I didn't hold on to because they were not my favorite. So I don't know. Because if I say this one, then it's not fair because I actually don't really use this one all the time because again, this is more of a travel size bag for me. This comes in more like I actually do use this one more when I'm traveling, but I don't use it as much in my own city because I have more things to carry. Just my keys and my wallet is bulky enough that it wouldn't really fit in this. At the same time, should I choose like something practical like this one? I mean, it's my favorite, but it's not my only favorite. Like the other bags are also my favorite. So it's hard to pick one. But I guess if I were to, I might change my mind, by the way. I don't know because I haven't filmed the tag video yet, but I feel like if I'm gonna choose one right now, and I'll just see if I'm gonna change my mind later in the actual video when I do the video. But I feel like if I could only have one and only one Hermes bag, it would still have to be the Kelly 25 black because if I could only have one bag, it will be a quota bag, obviously, and then it would not be this one, just because like gold on gold again, gorgeous combo, but it's not gonna be my combo. Like if maybe this was black and gold, I would choose it. But for me, the Kelly 25 black and gold, that's the most quintessential, timeless, most amazing size, like literally day to night. That would be my choice, I think, if I had to answer this question right now. I might change my mind. I don't know. Oh, hi, Joe. Hi, guys. I am going to go through some of your comments later. Just want to go through all your questions. There were so many questions because, again, I haven't filmed in so long. So sorry about that. The love. Which Hermes bag are you planning to get next year? Already said. I'm planning. As in, I would love to get another one of these. But in a color combo that matches more my wardrobe. So that's my wish. Whether that's happening, I don't know, because it feels like, yeah, it's getting harder and harder. Ms. Margaret, what is your most favorite combo? Oh, for the Birkin 25, Kelly 25, and Mini Kelly. Okay. good question. So Kelly 25, I think I just said Kelly 25. I really think the most amazing combo is just black and gold hardware. That's for me the most amazing combo. The Birkin 25, I'm gonna change, as in I'm not gonna use my own one to be my favorite combo. I think the Birkin 25 looks so amazing in white and any hardware. Okay, just let's say white and gold. So the one that Joe has, I don't know. Do you know? Does everyone know that you have that one, Joe? Cray and gold. Wow, so beautiful. Also for Birkin 25, I also like étain and gold because I tried on again another member's bag that was in Seattle. So shout out to oh my gosh, I forgot your name all of a sudden. Shout out, no, Jen. Shout out to Jen's bag. That was a gorgeous combo. And then Mini Kelly, Mini Kelly, Mini Kelly. What's my favorite combo for that one? It's not gonna be this one because again, I know this is a perfect combo for a lot of people, but just for my own wardrobe, I think honestly a black and gold would be perfect, but also a white, like a white and palladium. Wow. Wow, so beautiful. Like that would be a perfect combo for Mini Kelly for me. But again, sometimes you can't decide. Even if it was a gray, like because I was hoping, because last year one of the colors last year was gris Meyer and then gris Meyer. I was just hoping for that, and nope, there was none. Didn't see any. Only saw on YouTube, but didn't see any in my store. I don't know if there was any offer in my store in that color even. I just feel like we don't really get the seasonal colors. We get mostly the traditional default colors, and usually the very darker neutrals. That's what we get in Canada. Miles, which is more practical? Yes, Constance 18 or Mini Kelly. So that's why I brought these two bags to answer this question. Hands down, it would be the Constance 18. This one is the more practical bag. So this, as you see it now, there is, oh, maybe, I don't know. Can you see? There's definitely some wear and tear. Not terrible, obviously, but I have basically, you see the, do you see the, like the shine here? So that's just from using it a lot and then packing it in my bags. I didn't remove the sticker because I knew I was gonna open and close this bag a lot in Hong Kong because I wanted to really make use of this bag as a travel bag. Hence the reason I really wanted to get one last year, which is, in preparation for my big trip. I really wanted to get a Constance. But I made the conscious decision not to remove the stickers while I was going to open and close it a lot while traveling. So I did remove the stickers here, but just not here. I am going to remove it. I know because it looks terrible now. But hey, when I do remove it, it's still going to be shiny at least, right? So it's got a lot of training. It's so great and like kind of lived in, used. And you know what? It's in great condition considering I don't really see any major, there's no like scratches or like big scratches that I can even say. I mean, there might be just some very minor ones, but it's in great condition for what it is. And I do use the mirror actually. I took out the sticker for that one because I do like the mirror. Very handy. Love the front pocket here, which is where I use to put my octopus card, which is the Metro card in Hong Kong. This back pocket, I use it here and there, but yeah, the big compartments, these two, super handy. I usually put my phone here, and then I fold in my shopping bag on the bottom of the first compartment. So the front compartment, I put, you know what, I'm gonna do sorry, I should have done that. I should have done a what's in my bag while I was in Hong Kong because I was stuffing this bag every day. So I'm gonna reenact that what's in my bag, and I'll do a completely separate video of what I fit in here. But definitely this one way more practical because again, while I was in Hong Kong, I lived in a hotel, so I had a key card, so I didn't have like a whole bunch of keys. I didn't have card keys. In terms of wallet, I just use my card holder. That's my permanent wallet anyway. And then you know, the usual daily stuff, which is like hand sanitizer, the foldable shopping bags, such as I use mainly this one because this one is great. I got this as a gift from Clara, nano bag. It's like such a small size, very like if you fold it neatly like this, you can just put it in the bottom of the first compartment because it's so slim. And then you can put your phone on top of it. So yeah, fits a lot. Fits a lot and just the perfect size for traveling. I would say because of those reasons, it's the more practical bag. With this one, the main issue for me is the phone. Getting in and out of this bag with my new phone, because I do now have I used to have the mini size 13. Now I have the pro size 16. So with the case, it's a lot harder to get in and out of this bag. It's not impossible, but it's just annoying. So it's not the most practical. There you go. Wally R17, what's your next roadmap for Quota bag? Already mentioned it last, just rewatched the beginning. There was so many questions about my wish list. It's still the same wish list. That's the thing. If you saw, again, I'm gonna link to, or just look up my last luxury live show when I spoke about luxury mindset. My wish list, I like to keep it small because again, I want to keep a reasonable size collection that I really feel so happy about and like that I get to use everything and that just works for most occasions that I need to. Obviously, I still have new things on my wish list that I would love to get, but my point is, unlike many years ago, I don't really have, like this bag, that bag, that bag. Like I don't have all that wish list. Maybe in the past, I also did that more because you just don't really know what you can get your hands on, especially back then I was more into Chanel. And then with Chanel also, although you don't have to do a true pre-spend, you still have to be a loyal client, but like you don't have to really, do a huge spend to get a certain bag, but you just are never guaranteed to get any bags that you want unless your essay really helps you out or unless you're really lucky. So I always had all this whole list of bags I would love to add. And I was also, just building my collection. So although I had always like a big wish list in the past, now I don't. Now it's always just one bag or maybe two, just kind of keep it small, really focus, keep my eye on the prize, which also helps with distractions. Because believe me, I have distractions. It may not look like it. I always have distractions. And it's the hardest thing to not get distracted, but it's the same wish list. Still waiting for it. Okay. From VV Star, any interest in the LV Murakami collection? Is it only FOMO? Haha. I would assume that it's only FOMO. Again, I was very conscious, at least for this one, I can proudly say I was very conscious that I was really not interested in getting anything. Was I interested in the collection? Yes. I think the collection, very reminiscent of the previous one 10 years ago. It's a pretty collection, very colorful. I mean, it's just like you see all these pictures and you look at the website, you're just really drawn to it. And that there's nothing wrong with that. I was attracted to the collection. However, was I really interested in getting anything? No. I was more kind of just curious about it. But again, going back to my mindset, luxury mindset, that really helps ground me. I am not going to get distracted with any other things other than Chanel and Hermes. Those are my two main brands that I really buy anyway, these days. Excuse me. So although I was, kind of like curious, I looked at the website and I looked at all the different bags, and there's been many unboxings online, but I was just more like, oh, okay, it's nice, and that's it. I didn't even actually have FOMO about buying any, because I was not really, you could say I was not really into it. So yeah, I was really not that interested in buying anything. Um, and it's pretty easy for me to say no to it. There are just sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I just really am not interested, and I can be really detached from something popular, very trendy, and I'm just not interested. And yet sometimes when I am, like, if it's a brand that I am very loyal to and interested, then I can go pretty crazy. Sometimes I will buy unnecessary things. So it's just yeah, for me, LV in general, the brand, uh not as interested anymore. Murakami, especially being a limited edition. Again, I try to avoid limited edition these days. Um, yeah, it didn't do anything for me. So maybe that's a good thing that I wasn't interested. I will say they do have a new bag. And I wasn't even aware of it, but my husband, for some reason, received an email, because I guess he bought some LV before, right? So they keep emailing him. And then on the email, it says that, oh, early access. And it's the Pochette Camille. It's kind of like a nice clutch. I thought that was really nice. Okay, so see, I am getting distracted. And I was like, no, Amy, no, you're not. You're not getting distracted. But at the same time, I actually think it's a nice bag. So it's kind of funny that I, after saying that I'm not interested in LV, but then I was looking at that one and I was just like, that one's actually nice. Do we know what we're talking about? I'm just going to show it to you but I hate, sometimes I don't, I was also kind of thinking earlier, because there's all the same questions about my wish list, and then what's my next wish list, and sometimes I wonder if I should just keep it to myself, because I feel like every time I say something and then I end up not being able to get it. I don't know if like other people just want to get it also because I mentioned it. Of course, it's probably not the case, but sometimes it just feels that way. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I will show you which one I'm talking about. So this one, what is that? Decline. I don't know what's going on. So sometimes, not sometimes. So this one is the one that for some reason my husband was showing me. He's like, oh, hey, I have early access to this, this one. And I was like, why? Because he doesn't even, like, he bought a few things, but he doesn't even shop there that often. But anyway, so I thought this was really nice because it's a good size. The price is very reasonable. I love the S-Log. I love there's a bit of width. I actually think this is a nicer bag than the pochette accessoire, which doesn't look like a bag, obviously. This one is a proper clutch. It's microfiber line. Again, I'm getting distracted. I shouldn't be, but it's actually a nice bag. And I love that the chain is detachable, and then you've got a couple different lengths. See it here? It's like, I actually think this is a great bag. If you guys are interested, maybe if you all buy it off and then there's no more available, then I can't get it. See, there's 2 lobster claws, so you can make like there's a couple. So it's one chain that you can use 3 ways. It's so awesome. And it's pretty. It's actually a pretty bag. So anyway, don't tell anyone, okay? Don't tell anyone. Just joking. Okay. I think there was 2 more questions. Okay, Who is Pandora 360? What do you think about the mini Herbag? And also, would you consider getting the Lindy 26? Okay, Lindy 26. No, not interested. Um, it's not that I don't like it. I actually, the more I see it, the more I see people, because it's one of those kind of like slouchier vibe, shorter, real shoulder bag. It's not a crossbody at all. The more I see it, the more I'm like, oh, I like the aesthetic. But at the same time, I also feel like the bag is quite big. So I don't. Again, I have one big bag, one and only Chanel 22, small, and that's all I need. I decluttered everything else. I no longer have a Neverfull. I don't have any other bigger bags except Longchamp, which those are fine. I like to just have those for traveling. Those are great to go through like the conveyor belt in the airport and all that stuff. So I like having those, but those are not like my main luxury bags. My one and only main luxury bag, and I really only need one in my life that is bigger. It's the Chanel 22. So the 26 Lindy would just serve as a same purpose for me. And it's not my most preferred aesthetic. So no to the 26. Mini Herbag. Okay, let's take a look at that one. That one, we got a couple questions about that one also on the members live. And I had a pretty strong opinion about it. Or was it last week actually that we just talked about it? Can't remember now. My head is, there's too many things happening, so I don't really know anymore. But how come I can't get it? Mini Herbag. Okay, there you go. Is there a page that has a better picture? Anyway, I had a pretty strong opinion about it. I was kind of like not into like because that was my first impression was that what I thought it was ridiculous. That was my first impression. Now, I was a bit harsh. The more I kind of if I'm more objectively analyzing the bag, so now I can give you, I guess, a more well-rounded answer since I've been like looking at your questions and I also had more time to think about. So let me just again share the screen so we know what we're talking about. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so this is from the Purse Bob. This is the mini Herbag. So it's the Herbag, but it's a crossbody version. They removed the top handle, but they also added so you see it's very cute. Crossbody, kind of 20, I think it's 20 centimeter wide. But same closure in the front, it seems. And then they didn't show it here, but there is a zip pocket in the back. I wish they would show more pictures of like the actual product. There is actually a zip pocket. Not like, I don't think it sticks out like this one, like the regular size. It's kind of like, I think it's part of the bag. There is a zip pocket. I wish I could find other pictures, but anyway, I think I saw it on Instagram. Are they going to show it? I don't think they're showing it. Maybe they didn't have enough pictures at first, like when it was still early. But I think I remember seeing on Instagram that there is a back pocket. So if I'm being more objective at analyzing this bag here, I do think that it will cater to a much larger group of people that are interested in the Herbag, but not interested in the regular size, being that it's a much bigger, again, because even for me, I wouldn't consider the Herbag in general just because it's a much bigger bag. I don't really use big bags anyway. And the closure for me alone is a big no. So for me already, for those reasons, I would never consider the Herbag. Not that I was never curious. I was definitely curious in the past, but seriously considering buying it, no, it's not for me. But now that they offer it in a mini size and they eliminated the problem of, how like the bigger size, you have to use it closed because if you keep it open, it will always feel like it's flopped open, right? The closure, things can just get out of hand and just fall off because it's a soft it's a canvas. Essentially, you have to close it in order to really use the bag. I feel it's kind of like I want to say the Kelly retourné, because the Cellier Kelly, even if you don't close it, there's enough structure and kind of strength from the leather that it won't just flop open. But this retourné, being Togo or softer leather like Swift, it's just gonna like things like it will just drop, right? The leather's so soft, it will just kind of be more of a puddle. So I feel like similar to the retourné, Kelly retourné, the Herbag kind of has that, right? Especially the bigger size. Now that it's in a smaller size, maybe the closure wouldn't be as big of a problem. That's number one. But again, I don't know for sure because that's just from my observation and just my kind of like physics. You kind of think about whether a smaller size opening will just flop open like that. Probably not, right? And then the fact that because they made it into a much smaller size, so I think just generally people are, because the mini size will never really get out of trend, and also just being a 20 centimeter bag, and a more um, flexible structure, it's a very practical size. It's kind of how I see the Chanel 22. The Chanel 22 mini size is the perfect size. It's just enough width and height. It's a kind of like a small bucket, really just the right size to fit everything you possibly could need to go out without feeling like you really need to downsize a lot. So I feel like that's kind of the size that it is. Therefore, it's a very practical size. And the fact that it has a zip pocket, it can be closed. But those are big advantages that you don't have to use necessarily, like meaning you don't have to use the back pocket. You don't really have to close it if you really are in a rush, but you can. So I feel like those are big pluses that I see why it's so popular all of a sudden, especially, it's not just because they shrunk it into a mini size. It's really like those features are actually practical. So I see why it's popular and why a lot of people would be drawn to it. But I guess my first impression was that I just felt like they were trying so hard that they were like basically shrinking another bag just to make another offering. But maybe I'm wrong. I guess in a way, I see that there is a market for it. Am I curious enough to get one or attracted enough to get one? No. I really like my 22 Chanel, and that's enough for me. So if in fact they would both serve the similar function to me. But if you're asking for my opinion, I wouldn't get it. But like now I see that it's I see the appeal. That's what I'm trying to say. If that makes sense. Okay. I need to go eat dinner, but I will go through some of your comments before I do that. But I just wanted to really film this Q&A, especially I was gonna do it with my own sort of like sit down film edit, but then I was like, no, I gotta push out some videos because I know I haven't been, and even my peers are asking me like, you haven't posted in a while. What's going on? You're just posting vlogs, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And even the vlogs, it's taking me forever to go through the footages, so that's why I'm like, you know what? I gotta film something. Let's see. Ooh, thoughts about the bolide on wheels. I think it's cute. The idea is good. I don't think I'll ever buy one because, again, if you think about the mini bolide, it's already small. The mini bolide, it fits a lot if you watch my what fits inside, or I have a couple of videos about it. It fits a lot, but if the wheels are there, that means there's a little bump inside, right? In fact, there's probably 4 little bumps in the corner. That's how I see it, because wheels have to go somewhere, right? Therefore, I feel like it's a bag that you collect, not a bag that you buy to really use. So those are my thoughts. I wouldn't buy it because I don't buy to collect that way. Um, I still want to really use my things. It doesn't really add to my wardrobe. Plus, it's quite expensive. I think it's 22,000 Canadian, right? Plus tax. Uh, okay. Comment from Joe. Lovely Joe. I am collecting my last quarter bag this year, hopefully, and then I'm done. Not just about reluctance to spend, but also acquired a good collection over the 5 years. And Amy more so. Amy more so? What does that mean? uh, but I know what you mean. I feel like the reason why I don't really have any other wish lists other than just wanting a color combo that really fits my wardrobe, is because I can't possibly think of any other major big wish lists, quota bags that I would really want, because this is already a perfect bag, but it's just a color. Again, I'm never gonna get rid of this color because this color is great too, but it's just for me and my wardrobe. I need something that is not a brown neutral. It has to be more of a black and white or gray neutral. Yes, and gris platine. It's such a pretty color. It's sort of like that gray that has a blue undertone. Not because of the blue undertone, I just love the kind of ethereal, very light color palette. It's such a pretty color. Never seen it in real life, not even on an SLG yet. So, yeah, I have never even seen anyone unbox anything in that color, but it's such a pretty color. In fact, the shoes that I was not supposed to buy, but I ended up buying, again because of the last minute FOMO, are kind of that color. It's very pretty. I don't know if it's an exact match though because it's a different color code. Oh, what is my most used bag? My most used bag in my whole collection would be my Chanel 22 mini. That's my most used, because that's just, wow, so easy, so practical. It's not like the best, like, oh, the best, design wise, is not like the most revolutionary or anything. It doesn't even have like the timeless status of the classic flap or Birkin and Kelly. It's nothing like that. It's just my most used because it's the most practical. It's the most easy to get in and out. It fits a ton. It's so malleable. You can just literally toss it anywhere. You can you can pack it into a carry-on, squish it like crazy. Obviously, I'm not really ever squishing it. I stuff it with things inside, and then I pack it in my carry-on with everything that's squishing the bag. But it's fine because it's a leather, it's a soft leather that just can take so much. And it's so easy, which is why it's my most used. Sometimes your most used bags doesn't mean that they're your favorite bags in a sense. They're just your most practical bags. But it does become one of my favorites in a way because it is so practical that it cannot be also one of my favorites, like maybe not style wise is not my favorite, but like it's good enough to be up there. Oh, out of the last few months, yeah, exactly. Chanel 22 always. The mini size more so than the regular size for me, because it just fits everything. Just fits everything. Oh yes, I would love one too. Oh, the color. Oh my gosh. So true. You know what? Um, I think, yeah, if you're really a Kelly girl, again, don't I think I'm more of a Kelly girl for sure, but I don't ever want to say like I don't need a Birkin. I also am glad that I got a Birkin first, but I feel like I only need one Birkin. If I'm gonna get another Birkin, it would just be the counterpart color. It would just be the same bag, but just the lighter version of it. So I feel like, yeah, whenever you get your favorite bags, your favorite wish list, but in just the two extreme colors, or just two of your favorite colors. If you're into neutrals, let's say if you're really into neutrals, you get both gold and a taupe. You get like a warm tone and a cool tone. It's like, what else could you possibly need? You just have everything that will match everything, right? So for me, I like black and white. I like grays. So a black and a gray, sorry, a black and a white in each bag would be dream collection. Literally. Yes. Yes, Joe. I also love gold on gold, which I have in the Constance 18. I have Greenmeyer, Mini Lindy, and I gravitate towards similar things. Yes. I think you and I, we have similar tastes, but you just also, because you live in Singapore, I feel like you just dress more light colors. I have to dress more dark colors, but I feel like we have similar tastes. It's true. Kat, you know what? I think it's true that Vancouver, I don't know about the rest of Canada, but for sure Vancouver, we get a lot of neutrals. That's what my essay said. It's easier to get neutrals here, which is not the case everywhere else. Which is why I feel like every time I give like a certain seasonal color, which I know they make them, but I never get them. I always get the neutral. It's kind of funny. Which is why now I feel like it's harder for me to get anything because I want not the neutral now. I mean, I still want a neutral, but I want a lighter color and not like this kind of color. I want like a really light color. So yeah, I wonder if that's maybe why they don't have any. Oh, yes. For the love of bags. Once my essay says once the stickers lift, to remove them. I have scratches on the inside flap of my Constance. I don't mind, and it is meant to be used. Absolutely agree. I wasn't even babying my Constance. I mean, yeah, I'm careful. You guys know I'm careful, right? I wasn't babying my Constance. I was just telling that I've been using it for the whole month, right? On most days, and I'm looking at it now, and I didn't even wipe it or anything. I mean, I didn't really clean it yet. And I don't see any scratches. So contrary to what a lot of people fear with Swift leather, it's not terrible as long as you're like consciously careful. You're not like, you don't have to go to the baby type of level of being careful. It's fine, but then again, sometimes maybe it just is the angle of your things. Maybe it's different if it's the outside of your bag. Again, because on the outside of my bag, I was just trying to show you, right? I feel like these areas, they have smoothed out just from wearing it and just soaring it and just bringing it everywhere. So it does have wear and tear showing, but it's not terrible at all, by no means. And yes, these stickers are coming off. I promise, because it's so ugly. But I feel like there is a ceremonial thing that everyone needs to do, especially if you're on you're on Instagram or on YouTube. You just kind of have to like film yourself pulling it. It's kind of satisfying, and you want to have like a memory of it. That's what I'm trying to do. Just waiting for the moment to do it. Okay, Joe. I want to collect a Kelly range in 3 popular sizes: 25. Mini Kelly 2, 25, 28 in my favorite colors. 28 I prefer to get from a secondhand market, because I only want black and palladium. Yes. Get it in black and palladium. It's so, you know what? It's a refreshing size, because mine, I do have one, right? I do have the Gris Pâle, so it's a white color with palladium hardware. Gorgeous combo. Such a gorgeous combo I couldn't say no to. But at the same time, because it's a white bag, I am a lot more kind of paranoid about it. But for sure, the size is so refreshing, because sometimes you do wear bulkier clothes or you have bigger coats, and that's when the size comes in. It's not a terribly big bag. although it does weigh a lot more than I would like. But it's a size that really just dresses up like like a substantial outfit. Or it could just be a size that contrasts very well when you're dressed, um, maybe with less layers, very elegant, and it just looks like an oversized bag, and that also is a vibe in itself. So yes, I totally agree. Black and palladium. Yeah, do let me know, Joe, if you ever get your hands on one, try it out, give us feedback because again, I'm just giving feedback based on my own sort of like analysis of what I think the bag would be and how it would be. I guess having enough experience with so many luxury bags in the past, not the exact one, but just kind of judging from the way it looks, the material, and I think functionality wise, it would be a fun bag, especially compared to the larger version. It would be more practical. I think it would be easier. You have an easier time to use it. Whether it's worth it, I think that's so personal. I don't think it's worth it, but I know you like the look of it. So do let us know if you ever come across one. Try it out. Put your things inside and see. Um, see how it looks, how easy it is to get in and out, to close it, and to open it. Okay. My opinion about the Murakami. What's this? Marolini. I have to look it up. Is that? I'm gonna look it up. Um, what is it again? Marolini. Oh. Ooh. Oh, okay. I'm making all this noise. I Okay, let me show what that is because at first glance at your question, I wasn't sure what it was. But it's basically it's like the shape of the Prada crystal bag, but with extra kind of bells and whistles. Oh, okay. Oh, and then there's a little kind of chain with a was is this like a card, like an ID card type of thing? The inside looks like, yeah, usually when it's AP leather, usually it's a microfiber lining. You know what? Looking at this already, I'm annoyed. I don't know if maybe it's just not open all the way, but if it only opens to here and it doesn't open all the way, the closure feels constricting to me already. Because I know it's a AP leather, right? It's a rather structured bag as well. Your items inside your bag cannot be like if it has a certain bulk to it, you don't want it to be too much so that it kind of just juts out from all the sides because it won't look nice, obviously, and you won't even be able to since it's more structured. Okay, what do I think of it? Are you ready for a harsh comment? um, does it really remind me of Murakami, when I look at it? Especially if you remove the little coin pouch thingy? Not really. The only Murakami, like really Murakami part of it is the coin pouch, right? So if you're not using it, then it's just an AP leather bag, right? Obviously, there's also the extra, this whole ID card thingy. Let me see. Let's read the description. Crafted in AP leather, bijou proportions big enough to fit daily essentials, like a large smartphone. rebellious chunky golden chains, secure a coin purse. Oh, and a mirror to the outside. Okay. Both of which strike a playful contrast. Okay. So it's a mirror. Okay. Yeah. The bag itself, if you remove the extra accessories, which are the Murakami signature, doesn't. It's just a normal bag, basically. So you're paying a lot. Again, I don't know how much the regular Merlini costs. Let me just. So this is 3350. Value wise, I'm not sure you're getting. Oh, okay. So it's almost the same price as the regular one. Oh, I see. So this bag does come with the 2 accessory anyway. So it's just how it is. Okay, I get it. I wish they just did the whole bag with the print, with the Murakami print. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it was like that. Because now essentially you're getting just a regular bag, but with 2 little accessories that have Murakami, and then the price is very similar, so we can't fault it for that. Um, if you love it, get it. Otherwise, I do feel like it's a little rip off in terms of like they're not giving you enough Murakami features on it. Does that make sense? Because when you buy, for example, yeah, so this is just the regular version. You're essentially getting the same bag, but just with these 2 accessories that have Murakami features on it. But like if you get the pochette, what is it called? The push. I'll just type Murakami. Not that you can easily get those things, but if you just get like the Nano Speedy, it's the whole bag. And then if you just get this one, Pochette Accessoire, it's the whole bag having Murakami print on it. So I feel like you're actually getting more. Doesn't make sense? You're getting more of the collection, like the reason why it's all the rage. Whereas the other one, you're just getting 2 little accessories. You might as well just buy this thing. What's this? This little pochette thingy. And just hang it on the bag. I don't know. Unpopular opinion, I'm sure, but that's my opinion. Sorry, Janet. That's I mean, get it if you like it. That's the thing, right? Don't even listen to me if my opinion is not really the important opinion. The most important opinion is your own, for yourself. So if you like it, you buy it, you get it, right? I think. How often do I use my Kelly to Go wallet? I don't have the Kelly to Go. I did have the Constance to Go, but if you watch what I, decluttered, sold from my collection, I no longer have it. You can go back and watch that video if you want. It's just a few videos ago, before all my vlogs. Okay, I think that is it. Okay, I'll just read this last feedback. Okay, from Jeanette. Thank you. I thought it's more versatile since the accessories can be detached and not so much. Oh, there you go. If that's what you think, then that's what's important, because it's true. It still means that you have a very neutral bag when you don't want the Murakami print on it, but you still get a little bit of the collection. So yeah, there you go. You've answered your own question. So it's totally great, because when I was thinking of it, I was thinking, well, if I'm going to buy Murakami, I'm going to go all out. That's what I was thinking. But if you're going for, you want a little bit of the collection when you feel like it, but not all the time, then I think it's perfect. Thank you so much for joining, and I will try my best. I don't know when I'm filming my next sit-down video, because I still have tags and other videos to do, but I did have one pre-filmed last year, which is going up next week. So you'll see that. But I'll definitely get back in the, in the whole new 2025 way of, filming videos. But thank you so much. I will go and eat, and I will see you guys again, members, in about 45 minutes. Bye.